My name is Morgan Traa, and my work is mostly focused on my interpretation of the self through the video camera. I create most of my work through physical paintings, acrylic paintings, often on paper. I'm very much inspired by my work within the Manitoba film industry, so a lot of my work comes through self-perspective, and I feel within my work I gave myself permission to hold the camera. And so my paintings are a depiction of what I point the camera at, which is often not people, but places that have a more emotional or personal connection. Either places I've been or places people I love have been and may not be there anymore. I'm heavily influenced, I'd say specifically within this project, by like Jeff Wall, Ian Wallace, the idea of the frame, what is within it and what is without it, or outside of it. And the frame can either bear down on an image or liberate it from having a border. So within these works, I'm playing within that structure.
Future goals?
My future goals are to continue my own art practice, which is very difficult as a young artist, but I hope to continue to make large conceptual works that take time and thought. I also hope to continue my work within the Manitoba film industry as a technician.
Yeah, so when I made this work for my BFA final, I'm really interested in memory in relation to a lot of different things. So my first semester I explored memory in relation to object, and this semester, or I guess last semester, my final semester, I was exploring memory in relation to place and how place can trigger memory and how there's just that sort of relationship. And so I'm not from Winnipeg, I'm from Vancouver. And so half the photos were taken in Vancouver and half of them were taken in Winnipeg, in places that I have strong memory attached to. And I really like working with found things. So all the text I cut out of a bunch of old books and I just arrange into poems that sort of relate to memory and feelings of like disconnection and connection to place, and that sort of like in between feeling of not feeling super connected to either place but being in both places and how that sort of works. And then the material on it is sort of like a trope of mine. I work with that mesh material a lot. Many people have said that they recognize my work through that. So I sort of see that as like the mesh is representative of me in a way. So sort of like a self-portrait without being a self-portrait. And I sewed it on so that I just like texture, and I think it adds a nice three-dimensional element. Yeah, I'm influenced. I really like Jenny Holzer's work. She works mostly with text. And there's a lot of other artists I can't come to mind right now, but Jeff Wall is a photographer I really enjoy who works large scale, and Sarah Sarasic, who is a prof at the U of M. She works a lot with land and like where she grew up and stuff, so I find she's an influence as well. Yeah, so I have a studio space right now, so I'm trying to balance having a job and going to my studio. I'm really hoping I can get a solo show somewhere in the next year, and I'm hoping to apply for some residencies and then eventually go get my master's degree somewhere. And yeah, hopefully just spend a lot of time making art and getting shows and grants and doing all that fun stuff.